everyone, and welcome back to the Humbling Reality Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Haley.
And I'm your other host, Meredith.
And today we're going to be going back into the student stories onto junior year, which was somehow eventful and uneventful.
Yes.
We struggled, but then also didn't struggle in coming up with things.
Yeah. Like briefly, and then I was looking back at my Snapchat memories and I was like, oh my God. So your junior year was 2019 to 2020.
Yes. COVID.
Mine was 2020 to 2021.
Yes.
All right. So Haley so graciously.
Listen, the vibes of this episode are not going to be like, woohoo, Billboard Hot 100, perfect fit. So I was like, we're not going over the whole list. We maybe top three. I'll give you three.
Okay. Number one, Circles, Post Malone.
Makes sense for 2019. I do believe that was the case.
Someone You Loved also totally makes sense. Mm-hmm. And then Good as Hell by Lizzo.
Also makes sense. Though, weirdly, I didn't think it was that long ago.
Yeah.
4 years. Well, 3.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, top three. Yep. And your top three?
Well, do you want to do it so you tell your junior year stories and then we look at the...
Oh, okay. I already forget how we used to do it.
I know, me too. I think Haley's going to start us off with her junior year stories. Are we going fall or spring first?
You know, that's a great question. I don't know if I know well, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to be honest. Like, so there's like one major story and the other things are just like things that, you know,
Happened?
woohoo.
Oh, okay.
Either woohoo or like, that was really interesting. Mm-hmm. But these are not like the long-winded stories that junior year it was a blur. Okay, I'm going to be honest. It was a blur.
Mine was too, because it was COVID.
Yeah, I barely remember, like, the beginning. I don't remember, because there was, like, 2 really bad weekends that shall not be discussed on the podcast. It would be interesting, but they shall not be discussed on the podcast. And then, after that, I think I was just like, okay, studies. We need to focus on the studies.
I can't do this again. Like, we gotta change something up.
And then, all of a sudden, it was, like, the next semester. So...
That seems to be how college goes.
Sorry, y'all. Okay, I guess I'll start with what I know for sure happened.
As opposed to...
Fall year. No, fall semester.
I was like, as opposed to what, Haley?
So some of these things are just like general. Like they're like, we did this during the semester. Okay, but I'll start with the first one that is like a specific date.
Okay.
Don't remember the date. I just know it was in October because I was looking at my old photos, and I was like, oh, I forgot that was an occurrence.
So tell me what happened.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg came to speak at our school.
What? How did I not know about this?
Rest in peace.
Yes, of course. Queen.
Yeah. She literally came, and everyone was like in awe. Everyone was like, this is the greatest honor possibly bestowed to us. It was packed. We were the type of people, we were like, if Ruth Bader Ginsburg is coming, we are going early to get a good seat.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, yes, it's general admission, but with general admission comes people waiting in line. Mm-hmm. And if I'm going to wait in line, I better be first.
Yes.
Exactly. So we got there. I mean, just a life-changing moment. You're like, I'm in the same space as an icon. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then it was really sad because, of course, not too long after she passed, and I was like,
but that's
no.
But that's, I don't know, like incredible.
She was so cute. That's like the weirdest way to put it. But when she was walking, I was like,
was she slow? Was she a slow walker?
I mean, she was 90 something.
Yeah, I was like,
you know, like
I'm picturing her, and I'm like, I don't imagine her moving fast.
No, she definitely, you know, she was getting there when she got there. She was sitting in that seat in her own time. And I mean,
everyone's there for her. So.
She's literally, she was a Supreme Court justice. Yeah. Like, she could have taken all the time in the world. She could have been like,
wait, I forgot
10
something.
minutes.
Yeah.
And I would have been like, fair enough. Take your time.
So what did she talk about?
So it was like a question and answer. Like, I don't know exactly how to explain it. But the president at the time was leading the discussion. And so she basically would ask her like a number of questions. A lot of it was focused on like her work that she does. Mm-hmm. And in the Supreme Court and like her beliefs, and I can't remember if they talked about like her past, like when she was prior to her becoming a Supreme Court justice. honestly, I think I partially blacked out. I think I was just like
so starstruck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
wow. This is crazy. And my parents were like, this is not fair. Like, why do we not get, like, why is this not open to everyone? And I was like,
well,
you'll be fine.
And also, like,
You'll be okay.
Then
There's we didn't have a big space.
Yeah.
It was like only enough for people in the school. And like, even that probably wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
Did they cancel classes?
I think it was in the afternoon, so I can't remember if it was at like 5 p.m. or something when not many classes were happening. Though I'm sure many teachers were like, go.
Yeah.
I'll be there. So
yeah. Yeah.
So there's no class anyway. Which is exactly like a lot of the professors were very much like, if something serious was going on, they'd be like, so if you're not going, just know that I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I expect for you to go.
One of my it was my English creative writing class, the freshman year creative writing, and there was a protest about something, and she was like, no class, but maybe you should go to this protest, I'll be there. And she was like, extra credit if you go. So obviously we went because it was like around the corner from class. But that was the only time that a professor was like, yeah, get involved on campus about
screaming
activism.
Oh no. Our professors were all pretty much, well, okay, I guess the classes maybe I took were the ones where the professors would be more inclined to be like, please go participate. But yeah, no, most of the time, even if we hosted things like because we hosted, what are they called? Like walkouts?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what they're called?
I mean, a walkout is when at a certain time you just get up and leave.
Yeah, I think it was like that. But it was during COVID, so like everyone just like left their laptop out, you know? You didn't walk out of the classrooms.
Right.
Half the people were in their dorms, so it was like, but yeah, for the most part, professors would be like, so I'm expecting everyone to leave, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
They would just expect you, if they didn't know, they would just, like, if it was student-led and the professors didn't know, they would just expect you to tell them, because they'd be like, yeah, great, please go.
Yeah.
Like, that's way more important than whatever the heck.
Right.
This
That's
is the
incredible.
real world, guys.
Wow. All right, what else you got? I mean, I don't know how you come back or top that, but what else you got?
I just wrote a small note that Parasite won Best Picture at the Oscars. And I'm just going to say I think that's iconic because I was like, wow, representation. That's all I'm going to say.
I remember it being a big deal. I remember hearing about it, but I never watched it, but I remember seeing this.
What? Oh, you remember seeing like the poster?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I've never seen it. Sorry.
It's okay.
Continue.
I mean, you should. But it's okay. Yeah. Well, what type of films do you like? Actually, I don't typically go for this type of film either.
Let's see what it is. I like suspenseful thrillers.
I would say you would like it then.
Lovely. Oh, thriller drama.
I would say you would like it.
All right.
If that's the case, yeah.
If I can find it for a reasonable price or free, I'll watch it.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know.
Anyway, continue.
Whatever,
That's
I don't own
iconic moment. Yeah.
Sorry. Would have lent it to you if anyone even has a CD player anymore.
I have it in my car. That doesn't play movies.
Say psych. Oh, yeah. My cousin got married in January, and I was a bridesmaid.
Oh.
My first bridesmaid experience.
How was it?
Unless I was... Okay, so, you know when sometimes you're like a flower girl?
Yeah.
When you're like 3?
Yeah.
And you don't remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was my aunt's flower girl, but like I do not remember the occurrence. I have pictures. I don't remember it. I was like 6.
I was 6 in my aunt's too, and I remember very little from it. I remember, this is actually sad. I remember I had the tiara still, and I had, I think like the fake petals, and I was like, I'm going to save these for my wedding day. I left the fake petals at the venue, and then I broke the tiara. So
I don't think it was going to work well anyway. Yeah. I don't know if that tiara was sticking on your head at whatever age you get.
Yeah, I was 6, but oh yeah.
That's still so cute.
Yeah. It didn't happen.
We might have still. My mom saves like so many things.
I still have the dress, but I don't have.
I probably still have it. Well, my mom probably knows where most of these things are.
So you were in your aunt's wedding. Fun stuff. As a bridesmaid. Woohoo.
Oh, my cousin.
Oh, yes.
No. It was on my dad's birthday too, so everyone was like, oh my gosh, happy birthday. Oh, he did not want it to be about him. Like he was like, it's your day. F my birthday. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, do not even mention it, whatever. And then someone was, I think it was my cousin, you know, and she was just like, hey guys, so it's my Uncle Lenny's birthday. I was like, oh my God. She was like, stand up. And I was like, oh my God, this is his worst nightmare. Like, no. And he wants this to be like 0% about him. Like, we cannot make him stand up in a room of 200 people. Like, I'm sorry. But he was like, oh, thank you. You know, I was like, I see fear across his face. Like, please don't do this. Oops, sorry, Dad. I didn't tell her to say that, so it's not my fault.
She probably thought she was being nice.
Oh, no, definitely, like, trying to be as inclusive as possible, but
no.
He's not the type of person. He's like, I want to be the least included. Like, do not include me in this. Who cares about a birthday? Yeah. It's your wedding day. No one gives a crap. It's just another day. Next. Oh, okay, so this is where we start getting into COVID territory. Oof. Because it's now the next semester. Mm-hmm. I remember the only positives I remember about the semester is we found a new like coffee shop. A lot of my friends went abroad too. So it was just a couple of us, but we found a new coffee shop called Familiars in Northampton. If you know, you know.
You told me about this, yeah.
And we went like once a week or whatever, but that once a week was like the brightest spot. Oh. It was just so fun because like we didn't usually leave like Amherst Center. Mm-hmm. So when we did, it was like, and it was the perfect place to study. Well, it was our perfect place to study. I don't want to say like there's a perfect place for everyone, but you get it. The drinks were good. I used to hate coffee and like tea, lattes, everything. But at this place, I was drinking it up. So that was the positive.
Northampton is special.
She's very pretty. She's very pretty. I would recommend if you live in the state. If you don't, I don't know if you should come here just for that.
I don't think so. I don't think
unless you're looking for colleges.
Yeah, that's true.
Then it's, you know, it's a fair trip. There's a number of schools around there. If you're going to look at UMass Amherst College,
it's 20 minutes.
Smith, they're all right there. Mm-hmm. Okay, last positive. Oh yeah. This was right before COVID. I turned 21.
Right before COVID.
Like 2 weeks before we had to leave school.
No.
But we went to Amherst. Like, we didn't even go to, like, the bar or anything like that. First of all, not a big fan anyway of... There are certain parts of Amherst where I'm just like, I don't need to frequent you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Such as Spoke. I am for the Spoke slander. I'm not for the Stacker slander, but I'm for the Spoke slander. Stackers? It was right next to
How far down? Is it like center?
Like close to Amherst College?
Yeah, like what part of it? Well,
it's close
because Amherst Center is like that street is long.
Yes, true. So it's like
which side of where Starbucks used to be?
Starbucks.
Was that pre your time? Oh my God, was that my freshman year? No, it was soft. It was there your freshman year.
I didn't go to it. But anyway, it's not on the Burger side. It's on the post office side.
Okay.
It's farther up. It's closer to the intersection. It's like right next to Antonio's, right near Antonio's. Ah. It's like if you're looking at Antonio's, right next to it is McMurphy's, and then 2 doors down is Stackers.
2 doors to the left?
Yeah.
Huh.
I took my graduation
there was
pictures
a lot there. What?
I took my graduation pictures at Stackers and McMurphy's.
Interesting. Okay.
Continue.
I guess these are things I didn't pay attention to be honest. Regardless, we went to Amherst Coffee because they have like late night vibes.
Little cocktails.
So that's where I hate wine.
Yeah.
So we got a little like fruity drink. That thing was strong. Oh, yes. I had never looked at the name of it.
And that's inside McMurphy's.
This is killing me, bro. There is no reason.
I was like, I want to do
that. Is fun.
Anyway.
She's a vibe.
So, Amherst Coffee.
Yep. We got a drink. It was me and my friend. Had time of our... That thing was strong. I ain't gonna lie. Typically, you think one drink and you're like, it's just one drink. But that... Then again, I tried the wine. I feel like I probably shouldn't have mixed it too. But it was a little... I was like, hold on a minute. So,
was it a martini?
No. I can't even remember what it was. It probably had a vodka. You know those drinks where you're like, this is not the type of alcohol that you're like, this will taste great.
Yeah.
Without anything else. It was giving, yeah.
And I was like, probably, okay, perfect. Probably vodka.
I was like, perfect. Hey, those things do the job. So you just got to go with it.
Yeah.
It looks pretty.
At the college bars, I would use, like, usually earlier in the night. I wouldn't do it when there's like a huge rush. But if there wasn't a huge rush, I would get an apple martini. And they would give it to me in a martini glass. My friends would make fun of me because I'd have a martini glass at a college bar. But, dude, one apple martini, and I am good for like 3 hours.
I'm screaming. I think that that's good enough.
I was like, it's a financial investment.
Truth. Why spend your money on 10 shots that taste nasty?
Oh, actually, Stacker says good shot. Well, they don't like get you drunk, but they taste delicious. So I'll take it.
Okay.
He claims that there's like alcohol in it, and I'm like, sure, I'll have another one. The manager's giving me, I'm like, that's fine. I can take another one.
Screaming. Okay.
I survived.
That was all the positives. Just want to, because last week, we talked about stress.
I'm like, I don't know.
We talked about stress, and we started talking about like the TikTok of the girl being like traumatized because she thought she had her guns drawn in the, There's another shooting today in Louisville.
Yep. I did see that, yeah. I don't know any information about it, but I saw that.
It was at a bank. I think they said 5 people dead.
Did you get the New York Times email as well?
No, I actually started seeing it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just got the email from it about it.
Yeah, so that just goes to say, adds to the stress of everything. Okay.
Not to be even more of a Debbie Downer, but when I saw that, I was like, yeah, it's been about a week. If we're talking about statistics.
I think there was I think they also said that there was also another shooting at like a college in Louisville that same day where it was like one person died and one person was injured. And I was like imagine like back to back.
I have no faith in humanity, which is why I'm so like defeated right now. But like,
yeah,
I'm not surprised. And I don't say that to be mean. I say that because it's literally like statistically speaking, it's supposed to happen. Like statistically, it is supposed to have happened. So the fact that it happened, I'm not surprised.
I don't like this. I hate using statistics sometimes. Like they're accurate, but it's just like, wow, we're just so. I feel like we're just the amount of defeat to be like, well, statistically speaking,
yeah,
it does make sense, and it's like, damn, we're
that like far.
We're so detached from whatever the normal emotional response is supposed to be. I don't know. But then again, it is what it is. Okay.
We're going to go from school shootings to Meredith being kidnapped. Trigger warning, I wasn't actually kidnapped. Was that a little too insensitive?
That's the entire teaser for this week. We're going to go from school shootings to Meredith being kidnapped. Okay, let's get into it.
Trigger warning on literally both of my stories from junior year. One has to do with a potentially dangerous situation. Oh, maybe I shouldn't spoil it. Whatever. I just want to tell people because
what was the top? Because you care about music.
Wait, but honestly. I want to put a trigger warning because also my story about my wisdom teeth is also kind of gory, a little bit gory.
Oh yes, Meredith got her wisdom teeth out. Everyone.
I was awake for my wisdom teeth removal.
Excuse me. Okay, we'll get into it.
So I just want to give a trigger warning. If you don't want to hear about dangerous situations or getting your wisdom teeth out while you're awake, I wouldn't keep listening. Sorry, Haley, you have to listen to this.
I mean, I got my wisdom teeth out the next year, but 2020, babe.
Thanks.
I was like,
I bet you it's a song where it's like, it's getting late now, baby.
I
don't know what song this is.
K-pop.
Oh.
Actually, two of them are K-pop. This is the same group.
How do I not know the song? Maybe.
So this makes a lot of sense in terms of this must have just come out around this time. They are very good streamers. BTS fans are very good streamers. Incredible.
I don't know the song.
I would have been shocked if you knew it.
I also don't know Dynamite by BTS, but I do know Mood by 24 Karat Golden featuring Ian Dior. All right.
Number one was Life Goes On.
Didn't
for
know
BTS fans. That was December, first week of December 2020. Y'all did your thing. You streamed properly. Good for you. Billboard number 1.
And number 2, Mood, knew that one. Number 3, Dynamite, don't know that one. And we'll stop there. We won't.
Never mind.
Oh, I was like, I don't know, Haley. Okay, I don't know BTS.
No, that makes sense. This makes sense. No. Okay, which story are you going with first?
First, we're going to start with the almost kidnapping because that happened October 2020.
While I was watching Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Meredith was almost being kidnapped.
It might have been a long weekend. Maybe.
Is it early October?
Let me
Where did you almost get kidnapped? Was this
P-town.
at school?
No,
P-town.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So we went to, it was me, 3 boys, and one of his girlfriends who I was like friends with.
Okay.
And at the time I was staying at the Cape because I was babysitting for a family down the Cape. And we were fully remote and everything. And so they came down to the Cape for the weekend because it was one of their birthdays.
Okay.
I think. It was early October.
Wait, no, that's literally when we went to go see Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
That's crazy. Literally, while Haley was with an icon, I was almost getting kidnapped.
Okay, so now what happened?
So we well, I have to like set the scene, okay? Because there was this one boy. We'll call him Joe. Okay, Joe is like anti-feminist. I don't know if he's a Meninist, but he's like anti-feminist, and he doesn't like Taylor Swift. I don't know why anyone thought we would be friends. Why it would be a good idea to have us adventure together. But we were going to P-Town for the day. So me being the person that I am, obviously I played The Man by Taylor Swift on full volume for like the entire 30 minutes that we were in the car. And, you know, they were vibing. All the boys were in the back. They were vibing to it. They came around. But then, it's kind of a long story, but I promise I'll get there. There's just a lot of buildup or context, I feel like. So we get to P-Town. I was driving and we're walking around downtown. And if you don't know P-Town, it's very like LGBTQ friendly and very open and like.
If you don't know P-Town, what is P-Town, Meredith? Because you didn't explain that.
It's Provincetown.
Okay, yes.
You know, if you're looking at the arm of Massachusetts, it's the fingers, the tip of the fingers.
Thank you for the demonstration.
It's P-Town, Provincetown.
Yes.
And they're just like very like open and like welcoming about a lot of things that you wouldn't normally see on like a more reserved town. For example,
boring.
Yes,
yeah.
everything's like very open.
Got
Not even just LGBT, but everything is like very open and everyone's like expressive and everything. But we went into a shop that I was not happy to be in. I had to show my ID. And I was like, I don't want to be here. I want to go. But Joe insisted that we go. And Joe being the, how do you say it? Like a man who has no game and it's so obvious. Like he's like overcompensating because he absolutely has no game. Like he was like.
That's just a man.
Well, he's a different breed. The kind who's like.
Will this person be listening to this?
I don't care.
Fair. Okay, as long as we don't care.
No, don't. No,
no pseudonyms
friendly.
Necessary.
We're friendly, but like I'm pretty sure all my friends know I don't really like him, and I'm really mad that he almost got us kidnapped, or mugged, or trafficked, or whatever they were going to do to us. So Joe, he's just like, oh, should I get this? No girl is ever going to be with you. He's like that kind of guy. And it's like, no one, you are not appealing. You're just overcompensating. So anyway,
damn,
I was very mad as we left.
No way.
And then he kept just like irking me all day, like just making these like misogynistic comments. And eventually we go over to the beach and they wanted to get like tattoos or piercings or something. They wanted something from P-Town. And then this girl comes up to where they're sitting. I can't remember. I don't think I was sitting with them. I think I was just like really in a really like irritated mood, like didn't want to be there anymore. And Joe starts talking to this girl and he's like, oh, hey guys, like she said she knows someone on the front lawn of a church who can like, I don't know if they wanted tattoos or something, or I don't know. They were like, oh, like she knows the person on the front of the church, like it's just down the road. And I was like, yeah, I know where the church is. I don't really want to go. And this girl was like, hey, my name's Alaska. Like, I work for Elon Musk. Like, I'm totally reliable. Mind you, this girl is wearing a jean skirt, okay, cropped leggings, like it's 2013 or something. And she has her combat boots in her hands and she's like disheveled. And I was like, no, I don't want to go. And they were like, come on, like, it'll be fun. Like, Joe is like, no, come on, it'll be fun. Like, let's go. So he's like pushing us all to go. And I was like, I said to another one of the guys, I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go. I don't have a good feeling. Like, this girl's not reliable, not trustworthy. And he's like, yeah, like, we'll see where it goes. And I was just annoyed because I was like, no, you don't think it's right either. Why are we going with this woman? No, so they wouldn't henna. That's what it was. And she said she knew someone. I was like, no, like, let's just go somewhere else or let's just leave. Like, it's getting late. So we're walking down the downtown and Joe goes, oh, he said something to me. I should have written it down. I wrote it in my journal because I was so mad. He was like, you know, it's really obvious that you don't want to be here, but if you just suck it up, people would have more fun. And I was like, are you? I like did not. It just made me more mad because I was like, you have been nothing but an ass to me all day. I brought you here. You're staying at my house and you're telling me to stop being irritated because you've been an ass to me all day. It just got me more irritated, obviously.
Joe would have been going home.
Joe
would have been home, or he would have gone by himself and he would have been kidnapped.
Just wait.
That wouldn't have been my problem.
Just wait, Haley. Just wait.
Oh, okay. We're waiting.
So then this girl, we were at like one of the main like intersections in P-Town, and there's a guy wearing a Harvard shirt, and she's like, oh my God, I went there. Like, do you know so-and-so? And the guy's like, no, what are you talking about? And she was like, oh, never mind. And just kept walking. Weird, right?
I feel like the whole thing is weird. So
it
sure.
Is, yes, but it just keeps getting weirder. And then as we're walking, she stops to talk to this like guy who's like handing out flyers for a drag show. And she starts just being like, oh, like one of your shows, like just asking this man weird questions. Like, well, what are they like? Well, I guess that's not weird, but if you were actually interested, not if you were a stranger. Like, I don't want to call them a weird person, but like, not if you were a safe person.
Breathe, bro. It's okay.
So then at this point, I call my friend and I'm like, you know, Joe and the rest of the group, like they're all ahead of me, but I'm a few steps behind. I'm just talking to her and I'm like, I'm really miserable. Like he's being so mean. And like, we're following this random woman to go get henna. And it's so stupid. Like, I don't want to get henna. Like, I just want to leave. Like, I was just like this. And then we're walking towards the church and she's like, okay, like it's just up this street. And I was like, hang on, I gotta go. Like everyone's leaving me. I can't leave the group. So I hang up with my friend and we were walking like up the lawn towards the church. And then she's like, it's just behind the church. And I was like, absolutely not going to happen. And I like said it out loud. And then thankfully, like two of the other guys were like, no, like we have to go. Like Meredith's mom just called her. Like we have to leave right now. And then Joe was still like, no, guys, it's fine. And then one of my friends, the girl, she was like, Joe. And she like said it in such a strong, stern voice. And he was like, oh. And he was like, why? Like, what did your dad say? Or what did your mom say? And we were like, are you really that dumb? We turn around. There's two cops who are looking at us, making sure that we're okay. And I was like, I was livid. I was like, I can't even talk to him right now. And I stormed over to the police and I was like, we're fine. Thank you. I don't know their real names. And I just walked away because I was like, I cannot believe that this man just is so stupid that he was going to go weirdly behind a church. Like clearly there was no henna there. There would be a freaking sign if there was henna or whatever they were looking for. I think it was henna. And then as we're walking, I'm like, okay, like let's do another loop around the block. And he was like, why are we going around the block? And I was like, you almost got us killed. You can walk around the fucking block so that I don't get trailed by these people and mugged at my car. And he was like, you're being paranoid. And I was like, I'm being paranoid? And then he was like, you know what the weird thing is? I saw those other two guys. There were two other guys following us. And he goes, yeah, when I turned around, like those are the same guys I saw at the beach. I was like, how stupid are you? They were literally waiting. That's why she was stalling so that they could wait for us. I was like, are you really that stupid? And he was like, no, like I knew you were about to walk behind that church.
I would have let him walk. Some people need to learn from experience.
He's very lucky that the friend who I'm friends, like our mutual friend, is such a good friend because he should have learned his lesson. But our mutual friend was like, no, you need to like come. I was like, And then the entire way back, I was like, no, like I don't want to listen to music loud or whatever. And he was like, you're no fun. And I was like, I would have been like, wait, did you want me to drop you off at the church?
Because I'm sure they're trailing us. You can still get henna. You can still get henna
probably gonna
or whatever you want. Right there. Like, I can absolutely drop you off right there. You can absolutely walk. We can pick you up later or never. You can find your way back. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
And then we went to the beach. We made it to the beach, which was fine. And I was like, one of the guy friends came over. He was like, hey, are you okay? And I was like, get the away from me. And he was like, well, I didn't do anything.
I was like, that's the problem. We almost got there because y'all wouldn't say anything. Sometimes saying nothing makes you an accomplice, babe.
Yes.
You would have been their accomplice because you said nothing. So congratulations, you played yourself and potentially all of us.
Like, I don't know what would have happened. I don't know if we would have been killed. I looked it up afterwards, obviously. And I was like, what's like the most common crime in Provincetown? And it's a lot of like car theft and just like petty. I don't know if that's grand theft, but just like theft in general. So I was like, okay, were we going to be mugged? Well, there's like how many of us? And there were like 3 of them that we knew of. Or we're going behind a church. Like maybe we would have just gotten mugged and like they would have stolen our stuff. But I was like, I really don't, disrespectfully to this asshole, I don't want to deal with them stealing my car. Or my car keys and then my car. Or my phone, or my ID, or my, like, I don't want to deal with that. So that's the long story of how I almost got kidnapped
or something else.
Or something else.
To be determined. Or never will be determined, actually. Because Meredith will never allow.
No, he's never welcome back. Are you kidding me?
Meredith is never. She is always on the lookout. Yes. The true crime junkie was like, excuse me, what are we doing?
Why did we follow her in the first place? Like, immediately I was like, why are we doing this? And my friend was like, yeah, like, it's fine. Like, I don't trust her either. And I was like, so why are we doing this?
But even if she was trustworthy, I would have been like,
so sus.
I would have been like,
and the cops were following us after we got to the post office. That's where when we saw the Harvard kid, that's where the police were. And they were following us for another like 3 blocks, making sure we were okay. And I was like, thank you. We're fine. They're assholes. My friends are assholes and idiots.
I don't know. That's the time. Listen, sometimes it comes down to every man for themselves. Like sometimes if everyone was like, no, we're going behind the church, I would have been like, you're going behind the church.
I know. I was like,
I'm staying right here.
I'm staying with the police.
Like, there's absolutely no way. Scream twice if you need us. Like,
they'll be coming because I'm fucking not, because you got yourself into that mess.
I'd been like, I'll be in the car.
Yeah.
Like, I'm walking.
Good luck finding it, but I'm not telling you where
I'm walking back to my car and you can find your way back. Like, if you.
That kid was not. He's not welcome back.
Okay, wisdom teeth.
All right, on to wisdom teeth. So wisdom teeth was June of 2021.
Okay.
So it wasn't during the semester, but
Close
it's
enough.
The best I got. I was trying to think of stories during the semester, but I really just like explored Boston and like got familiar with the city. So it wasn't a lot of fun stories. So my wisdom teeth. Okay, let's set the scene. I'm very type A.
We're setting the scene. Yes, you are.
I literally have everything scheduled like to the minute.
We know.
So obviously you can't drive. So I took the bus to my dentist, and they're in the same town as me.
Oh, okay.
I took the bus.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not trying to spend money. I took the bus. Also, this is when I was like navigating like anxiety and like, well, not. I'm
this was
navigating.
pre us being like talking again, because I would have driven you, girl.
Oh, that's very nice. Thank you.
Actually. Wait, you said June 2021?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I was here. Okay. Sorry, in the math,
I was like,
oh, like if she was home, like if it was during the semester, I would have been like, I was at school.
No, it was, yeah.
No, I would have driven you.
Thanks.
Damn. I picked my friend up from, she was like, I'm in Wakefield. Just got my wisdom teeth out. I was like, skirt, coming. How did you even get there? I was like, bro, you live in Boston. Why did you come all this way? And she was like, oh, like, this is one of the only places that would take my insurance. I was like, oh my God.
Okay, so the other thing is I went to my dentist. I didn't go to an oral surgeon because he said he could do it. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, you know, this man knows me. Like, he knows that I don't like the dentist. He knows, like, my quirks, whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. Legit.
Sure.
My sister did not go to him for her wisdom teeth removal. So
is that allowed?
You're going to learn from all of this. I should have sued for medical malpractice, which I probably could. Any lawyers on there, like, let me know. But so I took the train there, and it was like towards the end of the day, and I like walked in, and so everyone knew me in the office, and they were like, hey Meredith, what are you doing here? And I was like, I'm here for my wisdom teeth. What do you mean? And they were like, you're not until next week. I had work the next week, and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm today. I was like I've never been one to push back, but I was like, no, I know I'm not that much of an idiot that I scheduled my wisdom teeth when I had work. So no. And he was like, oh, okay, like that's fine. I can just do it right now. And I was like, okay, cool. So he sends like one of the assistants home, the dental assistants, whatever. And then I was in the seat, whatever. I remember them playing Magic on a 6.7, and I was like, okay, that's fine, because like they play some Taylor Swift. That's fine. This man, I must have asked. I think I did ask. He didn't put me under. He just numbed my gums.
Which, yeah, like it's definitely an option. It's not one that people typically choose.
I did not choose. Like, I wasn't given like awake or not. Like, I would have been like, knock me out, bro. But no, I wasn't given a choice. He was just like, all right, I'm going to numb you. And I was like, I think I was like, oh, I'm going to be awake. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So my top 2 were not impacted. Okay. Do you know what that means?
Yep.
And then my bottom 2 were impacted. but this one was a lot more impacted, which we'll get to. So we started with an easy one, right? Okay, great. I was choked on my tooth because it like fell in my mouth. And so I like pushed his hands aside and I spit the tooth out. And I was like, okay, well, this is off to a great start. And then, whatever, the next one came out pretty easily. And then he goes to the really impacted one, okay? It wasn't like traumatic up until this point because all you can feel is like pressure. Like you don't feel like the incision or like the drilling or whatever. You don't feel any of that. It's just like,
you know, something's going on.
Exactly. Like it's in your head and you're like, I can hear this and I can feel the pressure of them like going and I know it's coming. Like when is it coming out, et cetera, like that kind of thing. So it's very much like you have to be mentally like strong kind of thing. And then he gets to the really impacted one and he's like really working on it, really trying to get it out. It will not come out. And so my mouth at this point is like exhausted. We're probably like 45 minutes into it. And my mouth has been open for 45 minutes. And so he moves on to the last one. Mind you, like the really impacted one is still in there. He moves on to the last one. And the last one comes out with like a lot more ease, but it still takes a while. And I am exhausted. I was like, I just started like whimpering because I was like, I'm so tired. Like, my head is so tired. Oh my God, wait, I meant to say before. The reason I said anxiety is because I didn't eat all day, which no one like told me like if you're not supposed to or not supposed to, but it's important later. But my anxiety was so bad.
You're supposed to get a packet. Where was your packet? You're supposed to get like instructions. They will give you like,
oh, I got it after.
And then that's when you're supposed to pick. Like, that's when you're like, do you want to be put under? Do you know?
So I should sue for medical malpractice. You're on team sue.
Okay. They can't not ask you. They can't be like, so I can only do it this way. Like that. No, am I on team medical malpractice? I'm on team, like, this man needs jail time. Like, what are you talking about?
Maybe if this
I don't think he's qualified.
I don't know.
If he's qualified, he did this completely wrong. Like, he did not approach
they came out eventually. So here's what happens. Haley's so angry.
I'm sure I could make a tooth come out too. Like, be serious. Okay.
So anyway, continue. I was like exhausted. I'm like just like whimpering, right? And then he's like, all right, back to the last one. And he's like, I think I've come in with like a new approach or whatever. And I was like, and I'm like, I cannot keep my mouth open. So the dental assistant is just holding my mouth open. Meanwhile, she's dabbing my tears because I'm crying because I'm so exhausted. And I'm just like, I just want this to be over with. And he was like, just think about it. Like, if you do it now, you don't have to come back. And I was like, come back? I'm not coming back after this. Like, I can't. You got to get this out, dude. Whatever. Long story short. He gets it out. He like cracks it like 3 times and then gets all of the pieces out. And he was like, I just have to make sure it's all out. And I was like, please do. I'm not trying to come back if these things grow. No, they're done. Close it. Road is closed. He does not stitch up. Like, there were holes in my mouth. It was just holes. And he just waited. It was just like, just wait for them to like harden, just like cleanse them, whatever. Like, keep them clean.
I mean, then, it is supposed to form like a blood clot that, you know.
Yeah, they're fine now. Then he gave me like some kind of pain medicine, like ibuprofen or something. And I was like, I don't think I should take that. Like, I haven't had anything like all day. I haven't eaten. He was like, you'll be fine. And I was like, okay. So I took it. Legit, I'm not exaggerating. No more than 5 minutes later, I was nauseous. No more than 5 minutes later, I was nauseous. I'm the only one in the office now. My mom finally made it. So it's me and my mom, the dentist and the dental assistant in the like building or whatever. He runs upstairs to get me his yogurt from his lunch because I didn't have anything in my stomach. And mind you, it was like a fine yogurt. It was like blueberries and vanilla. It was like fine, whatever. So I'm like trying to eat it. Meanwhile, I'm like in and out of the bathroom, like trying to not throw up, but also trying to like get this paperwork and get out. My mom's like, are you okay? And I'm like, like I'm still like exhausted, like crying. I was a hot mess that day. Okay, so I have the yogurt, right? We make it to the car. Surprisingly, I'm like dizzy-headed, whatever, lightheaded and dizzy. And then we make it home. My dad's like really dressed up for some reason. And I was like, what? Mind you, like I'm not knocked out. Like so I'm just like exhausted, delusional. Okay. And he's like, all right, are you ready to go? And I was like, what is going on? It was his best friend's dad's wake that same day, which like you don't plan a wake, obviously. Like it happens when it happens. But I was like, I was like, I can't do anything with I can't. And immediately I threw up. which obviously is horrible after you get your wisdom teeth out because you're not supposed to like open your mouth a lot. And I threw up probably because I had the painkillers and didn't have anything to eat. And then long story short, I just like laid on the couch and I was just like pouring water or like applesauce down my mouth and just trying to make it through the night. Long story short, I did make it. But
they didn't prescribe you medication after? Like
I had antibiotics.
Like from the pharmacist.
Mm-hmm. And then I think there was something else. I don't remember.
Okay.
So I had some very big pills for like the antibiotics.
Okay, no. At least I was like, did he give you 2 ibuprofen and say now struggle?
No, he gave me antibiotics, so I guess that's good. That's the one thing he did right. But then they healed, and I saw him probably in like December or something of that year. And he was like, how you doing? And I was like, get me out of here right now. I am here to do my civic duty of getting my teeth cleaned twice a year. And that's it. Let me go. And that's the story of my wisdom teeth. Every time I tell that story, people are like, you need to sue this man. I'm like, yeah, probably. But then I have to find a new dentist. And also...
But maybe you should. Like, did you consider that?
Be for real. Do I have evidence to prove any of this? No.
It sounds like the man would admit it. He's clearly proud of his work. So I think he'd be like, I did that. Technically speaking, all I know is like what happened when I got my wisdom teeth out. First of all, I was an oral surgeon. Like they had to set up like an appointment for the specific oral surgeon.
Yeah, no.
And then they gave me like a sheet of like you can eat up to this many hours before, like this is what you should eat after, blah blah blah, like this is what to expect. Do you want anesthesia or not?
No, we had like
and I was knocked out.
Yeah, I wish I was knocked out.
Yeah, I don't believe you're okay. I think there's no way that they don't give you the option, or that there's no way.
That's him. He's qualified in oral surgery. Well, able to perform a wide range of oral surgeries.
I don't know if he would be if someone got a hold of this story. Mm-hmm. No, the fact that it started on, you're supposed to be next week. Mm-hmm. I would have gone. I would have been like, maybe I should find a real. It sounds like he does a lot. Good for him. But sometimes there are people specialize in only one thing for a reason. Like. Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of people that can do a lot of things, but there's a reason there's oral surgeons. There's a reason there's dental assistants. There's a reason there's dentists. There's a reason in hospitals that there's like a cardiologist, a brain surgeon. There's a general surgeons that can do a variety of things, but not many people can do all that was on the website perfectly. And he definitely it's probably because you were supposed to come next week, according to them. Yeah. That the option of anesthesia wasn't on the table. They were like, we don't have that. Mm-hmm. We don't have that today.
You'll be fine. Okay.
I would have swore. I'm so sorry. Like I
probably did when my mom was coming. I was probably
my mom would have heard my parents are fighters too. Like they would have been like, sorry, excuse me, what happened? There's no way Mrs. Lane knows.
Yeah.
Mrs. Lane knows all this, and she's still not. Yes. She's still not. She has kids to deal with. She ain't rolling up to this dentist office right now. She still got this dentist. Does she go to the same place?
Oh yeah, we go to the same place.
I'm sure he's so nice. I'm sure he's very personable. But which is usually how these people get away with these things.
Every single time I go in, I'm like, "Hi, yeah, I'm here for 30 minutes. Clean my teeth and let me go. Goodbye."
It's a good place to end the episode.
But I'm not kidnapped, and I survived my wisdom teeth. So
barely.
Yay.
Okay.
All right, everyone.
Thank you for
listening. Have a good week. If I can do it, so can you.
Screaming. Bye.
Bye.